Hey, I'm Kev here. Must come with some more coverage from Season 5 of Formula Xbox. And round 2 of the season took place at a cloudy Sepang International Circuit near Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And we have chosen the absolute worst time to do our qualifying effort. With under 5 minutes to go, it is starting to rain, and on our option tyres we are not going to get any pace at all on our qualifying lap. As in the first part of this qualifying session, we tested out no traction control on the prime tyres, and I just wasn't comfortable at all. So I'm sticking with medium traction control for the rest of this season, for the rest of career mode as well. That's where I have medium traction control against the AI, and it's kind of against my no kind of assist ethos I've had during the F1 games. But now I've got to revert to traction control, sadly, for this game, as I'm just not comfortable without it, unfortunately. And so that's why my qualifying effort is right at the end of this session as well. Around the track, I expected to do reasonably well because I've been doing quite well in it in F1 2013, F1 2012, as that Red Bull seems to be testing the limit of how far you can go before your car spins around. And on this game, I just have no pace at all compared to anyone else. And around this track, I had no pace at all either. Just wasn't confident as well. New setup, should have probably tested it before I did this race. And so it was a good setup. I probably just need to test before races now, it seems. I just wasn't confident, especially into that right-hander. The right-hander coming up and into the S's in the middle of the lap, into the double right-hander. Just not confident in those corners where you can really gain time by being, very fast into them and really get on the power early. I just was not that confident, so I lost lots of time. I also remember to turn on the arrows for this race if you didn't notice when I passed the Red Bull there. So at least I'm overcoming these shite wing mirrors and on the cars at least in this, and so I shouldn't be hitting anyone at least in this race. But yeah, just no pace around this track, unfortunately, and that's another track I can cross off the list of being maybe good at in the F1 games. But well done, the Pro Racing 69 on pole in his Taurus. So once again, they have the head of Ryan in the Red Bull. We've got Massa in third in the Williams. Mercedes was silent mile in fourth. And then a Force India rounding out the top 5. Nice to see, as we're in last place behind Drastic Midget. But unfortunately, someone has already disconnected. And so we have 11 drivers waiting for the 5 lights to appear and go in Malaysia for round 2 of the season, as we build the revs and get away. And look at that Red Bull, a stonker of a start from Drastic Midget, passing the Malaysia of Sam like he was standing still, and he's going to get into that midfield battle into turn 1. Looks like Sam's nicking down the inside, so we are nicking around the outside. Hope we take advantage of some space here. Oh, there is some world banging in front, and that's unfortunately held up the Mercedes of Casey Legend in front of us, as there's a car morphing all over the place, and so that held us up, and that's allowed Sam to regain 10th position in the second corner. But now into the end of the first sector here, we're hoping to maybe make some move, take advantage of maybe some more mischief, and then it's like, oh, the Mercedes of Casey Legend getting it wrong into that right hander, and so Sam is up into 9th place. The Mercedes back down to 10th, and that was the Mercedes that qualified on the front row in Australia and had a good recovery drive into the top 5. And look at this, more smoke and dust being kicked up in front of us, as going wide into that right hand is so easy to do if you miss your turning point, as you floor it through the second part of that double right. And then looks like the Mercedes and Malaysia are locking horns here, battling on this first lap in this middle sector and into the tight left hand, and more smoke, more locking up in front of us. And it looks like the Mercedes is finally diving down the inside of Sam there, but they've both run wide, and now we got a look at the Malaysia into this left right. Oh, we're testing our brass balls early in this race. Have we polished them enough though? It doesn't look like we have, as we've backed off here, and we're just not confident into this right hander at the moment. Just didn't know the optimum line, what is best for us into this corner, so we just backed out, let Sam in front of us, and it's the first lap. No need to get into trouble on the first lap here and cost us our race for the next 13 odd laps. But as you can see, onto lap 5, as I expected, on the prime tyres. They only go on the prime tyres as well, just like in F1 2013, opting the strategies, start on the options, and then get onto the primes. And so we dropped a few seconds back behind Sam here, but it looks like Drastic Midget doing the old Legion undercut here, pitting early, hoping to get some clear air, get some fast laps in, and start making his way up the order, as well as we have some dark clouds. We have some rain predicted for the end of this race, just like the end of qualifying. Will it fall heavy enough? Maybe for him as well. Maybe he's pitting early to get onto those intermediates for the last few laps. Maybe that'll work out for him. But as you can see, a couple of seconds behind Sam, he's a couple of seconds behind the kind of midfield pack as well, and so we're really spread out near the end of this order here. As on to lap 7 now, at the end of lap 6, and look at this avalanche of cars into the pit lane. I hope the pit crews are ready for this, as everyone is pitting apart from me and Formula Moss F1 on his options, holding out on them, hoping the rain will fall, hoping it will be heavy, hoping to have this kind of pit stop in his back pocket so he can get on the intermediates and take advantage of that near the end of the race. Will it work out for him? No, he's going to be very risky, holding those options on for another few laps at least as well. But as you can see on his fresh prime tyres, our time is caught up to us as we're on second spot. Let's stop the race now, just get the red flag out now, as he's getting a great run through that right hander. As he's just not confident enough through there on our warned primes, and on his fresh he's down our inside the Red Bull. We did a stupid thing here letting him down our inside as we are about to pit. We should have been down the inside so he can fly into his pit lane in 4th gear, but instead as you can see we had to back up and put it in 3rd gear so we wouldn't run into the back of the Red Bull. That only cost us a minimal amount of time though, so nothing bad there. As you can see, we're a couple of seconds behind Sam anyway, but again, his teammate, the Red Bull of Jurassic Midget, has pitted on lap 11. Our overlord predicted there would be some rain falling around this time. It did fall, but it wasn't really heavy enough for an alternate strategy to work out. It's just best to do the one stop and keep it going till the finish line, as we are pushing hard, catching up to Sam, going wide in that right-hander. But look on the mini-map, looking into that tight right-hander, someone has gone wide, and that was our pole sitter. Pro Racing 16 on every race. I feel like I'm saying he's having some bad luck here, and it looks like he's retired from this race. He has left the building. Our pole sitter, he had a great run to 3rd in the last race, but unfortunately hasn't worked out in this race. And remember when I said Formula Moss was holding out on his options? He hit the cliff, he spun into Ryan in the Red Bull. He was a bit pissed about that, and it just didn't work out, this alternate strategy for Formula Moss. It was a brave go as well, gambling, and so he got a point at least, but maybe if he just stuck to normal strategy it would have perhaps worked out better. But you can't blame the guy for gambling and going for a bit of the glory as well in his first race, I believe, of the season as well. So unfortunately for him it didn't work out, and he's going to retire soon from the race as well. He's not really going to climb up the positions as everyone else seems to be set in a position here, as we're up to 7th and 8th with all this mischief going on. And on to the penultimate lap. Get ready for some hardcore battling, get your protection gear on, as we are into the last corner now, and we're in DRS range on Sam. We finally caught up to him. We should have a much better pace on our options, but we didn't, as there goes Formula Moss retiring from the race. But here we are, DRS range, and Zinker as well as pitting in the McLaren, I believe that is. And so yeah, strange choice to pit on the last lap. So did GFX Massa in Williams, and he's just ahead of us as you can see, but he is going to be getting away from us. We're locking horns with Sam here in the Mauritius. We dived down the inside. He gave us a car width of space, but not much more. That's all he needed to hold on to the position here. Now into the end of the first sector, into the right hander, looking down his inside, but he's basically on the racing line, so he is holding on here. You know, that great drive out the corner, now into the left and into the right. So tricky to go right, easy to go right into this right hander, very tricky corner. And so we're right behind Sam into the double right hander. Can we get a good run here? Yeah, floor it, son, through the second part here and get into that slipstream of the Mauritius. We've got Zinker behind us, and he's quite a way behind us though. So we are battling here by ourselves in our own little kind of space here on the track, as it looks like into the left hander. Sam got it a bit wrong, but we conked that curve, so I didn't quite get a run into this right hander, and the back end's getting away from us, as it looks like Sam is getting away from us as well. And well done, a silent mole in the Mercedes for, I believe that is his first win in the top tier in Formula Exports, or the only tier now sadly in Formula Exports. So 2 thumbs up for him, and if it is not his first win, just 1 thumb up and, you know, a wink of recognition for him. But into that right hander, we went in too far, so we're going to hit the back of Sam, so we had to put the brakes on a bit to make sure we don't hit him. But we got the DRS into the last corner, diving down his inside. Oh, look at this, we're almost wheel to wheel as Sam is keeping the Mauritius in front. He's got the traction, he's got the pace, and he's holding on to 6th place. Well done to him, but nice battle at the end there for an old adversary, old foe there. But well done to get some points as well, covering from that Australia result. But well done to Sidemal, head of Ryan, head of Mr. Jokers as well. Another 7th place for us. Solid start of the season. So out for watching. I'll see you next time.